Hello my friends, I'm Colonel Failure and you're watching Transport Fever 2 and this is the Dune Canyon map. You may ask yourself, where is this station? You may ask yourself, how did we get here? You may tell yourself, if I keep watching I'll probably find out. Well, here we are at Huntsville and I need to remind myself what that clown said in the last episode that I was apparently going to do today. So what we'll try and do is connect up another two towns and then maybe take a look at least establishing the station for the freight main line as well at Huntsville. Two stations and set up the freight. Flipping heck. Alright, let's get cracking. So station number one is very straightforward. We're going to go from Washington here and we're going to head up along the edge of the cliff, as far as we can get along the edge of the cliff, to Madison. This is another massive length route. The good news, at least initially, is that it is somewhat straight, somewhat flat, somewhat something. Well, yes, I mean, you know, time waits for no man. Let's roll on. Now, as we're rolling on, one of the comments that came out last time was, hey, 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 I don't think this is the exact language, so I'm paraphrasing. Hey, why not electrify some of the railway that you've got over this side of the canyon, so that you can say that there is a difference between both sides of the canyon, and so we can see some additional trains. It's a delightful idea, and I might do it. There you go. I can't tell you who to credit for that, because I don't know. I could look it up, but you know me. So yeah, I might do it. I might do one of these mainline kind of, because obviously we've got multiple main lines over on this side of the proceedings. So I may well, just to get the Metroliner running. We know that the Metroliner is always a very high performer because it accelerates really quickly. And it has a strong capacity to it, so you can making money out of the Metroliner is not a challenge. I'm rather regretting this route that I've taken, you know. And given how flat it is, it wouldn't have taken much to really skirt the edge here. All right, maybe I'll save that for the next leg, because I've kind of committed to this. Come on, get your double tracking in, son. I mean, you can't leave that to chance. You'll miss it and everything will go skew with. So I mean, just adding Madison alone is going to be justification enough to bang in another two trains. We've got a bit of a cheeky double span going on here. I quite like it, but let's level it out a little bit. I still quite like it. I quite like it quite a bit. All right, yeah, bang it in. Yeah, I'm there. Sign me up. Yeah, don't wrap it. I'll ride it home. Brilliant. That'll do nicely. You know, just enough of a span to go, yeah, it's a bit of a span, but not enough of a span to go, it's a bit of a roller coaster. Because, you know, roller coasters. Spans, however. Yeah, nice. Right, okay, so here we are, Madison. Now then. Well, if your aspiration, where we got next? Well, we've only got Kansas City to go. Oh, I could complete all the way down to the end of the line. Also, I think this kind of cluster of towns that we've got here, we might get a kind of, you know, sort of funky loop going around these, which would work quite nicely to unify all three lines that we're going to run up south to north. Nothing if not high on the aspiration chart there, Governor. Also, it's not really that far, although, it would mean that I could put the Kansas City station in running east-west. Okay, so we're going to want the station. I'm going to need to backtrack a little bit here. But we're going to want the station along here somewhere. Oops, that's kind of one more step than I actually intended to bulldoze there. But, you know, that's just life, isn't it? This is going to be a straightforward, high-speed, no electrification, two-platform passenger station. Yeah, I can make that decision pretty quickly. We will bang it up here. Yeah, I know, it was okay. I was half expecting the AI to go, oh, we'll have that as a bit of road. And that's fine. I was sort of expecting, I'm going to lose my cheeky span here. Well, you get to keep one, but not both. I mean, that's not a total deal breaker. Go on, get rid of the rest of it. You might want to zoom in a bit. There is a likelihood here that you upset the game. Nah, it's alright. The game loves me. Alright, okay. Yeah, very rarely has the game thrown its toys out of the pram when I've done something a little bit odd and a little bit out there. Right. Well, you know what else is going to happen? I was going to go the other way, you see, but no, I think we might go as far as Kansas City and bang that station in, since it's just up the way, and I'm in the mood to, you know, try something a little bit decorative around the outside here. Yeah, I am. That's the mood I'm in. Right, so if we've got Durham there, then this kind of angle is probably going to work quite well. Also, it looks like Kansas City is a right beefcake as far as stations go. So, how's this going to work? Let's say a 4-tracker through station would do the job. Alright, and then the main line that we've got coming in, we'll have it terminate here. And then we'll figure the rest out of it. We'll figure out the rest, yes, as we go. So if I bang it in there, yeah. Don't you just love this high-speed building stuff without due care and attention being paid? I can feel that there is an equal number of you who go like, yeah, do it. I'm loving this speed of progress business. And then I can sense another group of people just kind of going, no, that's it. He's clearly just lost it now. Well, let me tell you, friends, I lost it a very long time ago. I've come nowhere near finding it again. And therefore, this is, you know, what you're experiencing here is, you know, peak. Yeah, I'm basically sending it right now with every move that I make is just, you know, max send. Right. Now, I've adopted this as a motif. I haven't really looked at exactly what the elevation is going on the edge. I suspect it's quite stringent. Oh, yes. Oh, that's a clencher and a half, that one. Ooh, you beauty. Yeah, absolutely. I like that. Now, we do need to come back in again, but I'm not happy with dropping to 105. 120 should be okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's go. Let's have it. I don't know how that's going to manifest from here on in, but I imagine it's going to be pretty. Right, okay, yeah. Also, you didn't need 2 platforms at the other end there if it's going to be a terminus. No, it's true. I'll just clear off. I don't care about the age of the trains. And oh no, this train's a bit dirty. Yeah, well, whatever. I'll tell you, if I was struggling to make money, I might care a little bit more about emissions. But you know what? I don't. That's right. I don't care about emissions because I'm not struggling to make money. Now, mere moments ago, you will have heard me say that I wasn't happy with 105 miles per hour, and it now appears that I may be settling for less than that. I can't disagree. Now, we might want to pop that up. That's a little higher than I'd like. Okay, well, we'll put a little bit of a downward bubble there, just to keep things sane. But I do want to... I mean, I don't think we're going to get up on this big ledge here. To be honest, that's where I should have built the governor's mansion, but that's okay, right. And then, honestly, either get right near the edge, yeah, or just do straight track, right? There's no sense in half measures here. I mean, okay, yeah, you can do this because, you know, it keeps it semi-interesting, but right now you're just putting in a series of swan necks. Hold on, this bit will be interesting. Prove it. Just wait. Cheeky tunnels galore. And then we could come right out on the edge over here. Yes. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll allow that. That's kind of fun. You've used the wrong type of bridge. Okay, that's fine. We'll fix that in a moment. All right, now come out to here. Yep. Fix the bridge. Because now you need to think about actually getting into the station. Right, so we want the inner 2 platforms there to form this loop thing that I thought up a moment ago, which means we need you to slap into here somewhere. Let's say there for the sake of argument, and then just double check that that's useful. It's not. Try here. Ooh, no, wait. Are we going to need more than 2 platforms for passengers? No, we're just going to run a loop here. There's not going to be any more mainline services coming in through KC. Hartford, for example, will send that up via Amarillo and Anchorage. So I can leave the most outward track there. That one can be redeveloped to be the freight platform. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a drag, but, you know, there it is. Now, speaking of excessively large bridge action, here's some now. I think we need a safety barrier there. Yeah, all right. What does it do to speed limit? 112. Yeah, okay, go on then. Go on. It's a little higher than we'd like. Well, what if I did that? Still a little higher than we'd like. Yeah, but now you're bending it downhill. That's no good to you. Okay. What about that? Well, that's more or less on the flat, and it's also where we came in. All right, keep it. Right, okay, now then. Next objective is fling this around here. Now, we'll get as far as the end of the bridge, and then I will debate where to put the junction. And we could do it in the tunnel. We already know the policy on doing tunnels with junctions inside. We could do it right at the edge here. Not going to work. Okay. You're going to need to get a freight line through here somehow. Yeah, don't worry about that. I'll figure something out. Okay. So I guess that means you're going to do it here. That's not so bad. 57, 58. It's not good, is it? No, it's not. But there we go. That's done. Right. Where are we? Less than 10 minutes in. Oh, ho, ho. Hey. Someone's had their Weetabix. Right, so, because I was originally planning to get up to Oceanside, which is, in fact, the end of the line at the other end. Flipping heck, let's go. Yeah, let's do the lot. Now, where... I'm going to put a passenger terminus in here. And maybe about there. Yeah. So, hello there. Nice residential build. Let's build where there are no other people. I think that's a lovely idea, darling. Why don't you buy the plot of land? I'll get the... Never mind. Right, now then. This platform here is going to lead... This is going to have 3 mainline passenger lines coming off it. That's pretty flipping dramatic. So, we only need 3 platforms. Yes. Bruv. Yes, bruv, indeed. Okay. Yeah, feel good about it? I don't actually. I think it needs to be a smidge lower, although it depends what it's doing at road end here. Well, it's more or less, you know, it's more or less doing what you figured it would. Yeah, all right, bung it in. All right, bunged. And then we're going to Charlotte, where you appear to have started the work on this track already, and from the looks of it, you had a slightly different idea as to where it may end up. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yep, but that's okay, because, you know, the level of progress here is significant. Yes. I mean, would it kill you to pronounce things correctly once in a while? Yes, it would. It would undermine the fabric of reality as we know it. What's this bridge business? No. There we go, that's all right. Yeah, bit of an embankment's okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I know. I could have got in closer, double-checked it, and probably done a bit of N and M tweakage action in order to make sure it's completely flat. But we're moving at pace here, chums, and therefore I'm going to settle for a smidge of undulation, because this will mean that I'll have built the whole flipping original main line in no time flat, setting a new Olympic record in the process, because obviously I maintain my amateur status in order to compete at the Olympic level. Right, let's grab this. Let's grab some platforms. Yep, passage platform. Yeah. Now, the reason for this should be abundantly clear, but just in case it's not abundantly clear, I shall make it abundantly clear now. I'm going to put a side access in. Yeah, I know, that's a thing. In fact, I'm going to put 2... Oh, what a shame for them. I'm going to put 2 side axes in, because we're not bringing the freight in here. We're going to put the freight in somewhere else, because there is a lot of freight to be had at the south end of the map. So hooking that up in a compelling fashion is going to be important later on. Right, let's now grab this smidgy piece of road here. In fact, before we do that, let's grab this friend here and go, oh, have something. Just come on, up the tempo, son. There you go. That's the way to do it. Yep. No, that wasn't Mr. Punch, but I mean, if you feel like invoking the pantomime, then be my guest. Yeah, you didn't know that Punch and Judy was part of the pantomime, did you? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Yeah. It's Italian. Yeah, that's the thing. Hang on, you're flattening this to the wrong level. There you go, that'll do. Right, yeah, I mean, this is just an initial, you understand? I've made that excuse previously, I'm making it again, in that this is take one. Oh no, not your house. Oh no, what a shame. Oh no, hold on, I need to go this way. Oh no, not your house as well. Oh dear, oh, you must be crushingly disappointed. Oh, it's okay, I've got it back to only one house being demolished. Everybody can relax, apart from that one person whose house just died. Right, yeah, you go. No, I don't actually like that. Get rid of it. Give me this. Yeah. And then do some kind of jaunty. Like that. Yeah. Okay. And because I don't trust the AI to read my mind, we'll do a bit of this as well. Oh no, someone else's house. Oh no, you brought. Oh no. There we go. That's that one. See, look. Ooh. Now, if I were to, take the time to do a symmetrical of that, it would have some kind of, fighter jet station motif leaning kind of an idea going on. Obviously, I'm not going to do that. I'm just saying I could. If I was that desperate, I could definitely bulldoze the whole town and make that happen. But I'm not going to make that happen. And I'm not bulldozing the town just yet. Obviously, use of the word yet implies that there will be a future occasion where the town may well end up under the shovel. Right, good. That's that sorted. That's the whole flipping mainline just done. Well, okay, yes, I know we have multiple mainlines to contend with, but that is one of them. Handled, dealt with, and operation. That's not the button that I wanted there. I want this button, and then that button. And then, right, so from Charlotte, we then add station, go out to Oceanside. Oh, look at that, it's got the tracks figured out. Back to Charlotte, then Huntsville, yeah, then Washington. Oh, we're going to need to zoom out a little bit more or we're going to be here all day. Then Washington, and then Madison, and then Kansas, and then Madison again. Oh, yeah. And then back to Washington, D.C., choose the correct platform, and then back to Huntsville. Or have I got it? No, you've got it. Well, there you go. Right, have a quick squiz to make sure the lines are as you anticipated. They should be. But no, that's the end of that sentence. They should be. Okay. Signals, yes. I'm there. I'm there on the signals front. How many trains do we need? I think we need 8 in total, so that's another 5. We've got 3 on there now, you see. I did the maths just now. In my head, the maths was conducted and I got it all correct. Okay, yeah, that's peachy. Right, let's bung in some signals. Now, the only trick we need to pull off with signals is just ensure that we get some spacing going on. I don't know if you clocked it during the kind of opening segment here, but they were a little more bunched up than is absolutely ideal. So I'll leave a reasonable chunk of space, because if I'm going to deploy another 5 trains and I'm too lazy to eyeball the spacing as they come out of the depot, we know the answer there, then keeping the signal spaced out is going to help get those right. Now, of course, we are still running higher flipping Wathers, which are, a fantastic way to enter your bank account. Firstly, they're quite expensive to buy. Secondly, they're very expensive to run. And thirdly, there is no thirdly. You've got all the information you need there as to why they might be a smidge expensive. Now, what if I were to only put one signal at Oceanside, between Oceanside and Charlotte? I think that would make for the optimum level of spacing there. So I think we'll do just that. Right, there we go. Well, that's thrilling. Yeah, let's grab the line again. Yep, right. No. Once again, you've grabbed the wrong bit. Do this. Manage the vehicles. Select all of those. Yep, and then clone them. And in fact, let's do it twice. Let's go 9 instead of 8. Sure, yeah, live on the edge, man. Yeah, that's dropped you below $1 billion. That was quite expensive. Right, let's go to the depot and watch these chaps fire themselves out like a cannon. Rapid fire train gun. Well, okay, it's not that rapid fire, is it? The other suggestion that came up, actually, that I quite like the idea of, was in the bowl here, right here, why not make that into the depot? And you know what? That's fun. I like that as a concept. Yeah, bang the depot in there. That'd be terrific for adventure line bits and pieces. So I'm going to review that as a concept because it might just be unworkable. But in the event that it's not, I might. Right. So as you can see, we're going to sling out 6 trains here. They're going to take a little while to get out, and then they're going to take even longer to space evenly. Hopefully, the level of connectivity that we've now got between towns over here will fuel massive growth in each of them, so that there are actually enough passengers to warrant this level of train action in the first place. But yeah, ain't no promise of that. Right, let's turn our attention. There you go. We'll leave that running at a leisurely pace. Let's turn our attention to freight. Because that's well, I guess, I don't know. Do we want to do that next, or do we want to finish off all passenger lines first? I mean, you've seen the speed we've just done this bit. Finishing off all the passenger lines is not going to take a massive amount of time. Right, so we do need a bit of a bird's eye view here. Now, maybe the aim is not... Yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah, I'm there. Right, so we're talking 3 passenger main lines, right? One down the edge, one down the far edge, one down the middle. Because there are the towns to kind of warrant it. What if we made the central area the freight main line, which would mean that this freight passenger combo station that we've got here becomes... Well, we extend it through the mountain, as, you know, had been discussed a couple of times, to form the starting point of the overall freight main line. So maybe we make Abilene the hookup, or El Paso. Which do you feel more comfortable with? Do you make any other noises? Oh, I make a variety. Okay, well, I mean, look, it's easy enough to go either way. We could use both. I'm not going to use both, but we could. Abilene has got a food processing plant, food creation in the first place, and a flipping oil refinery. Those are fairly rare industries. Meanwhile, over here, we've got a planks... You've got an entire... Why did I not start here? You take the lumber up the lumber mill. You bring the sawn planks back through to the tool workshop. You take the tools to El Paso. You make all the money. Also, we like tools in Huntsville. This feels like a very natural setup to me. I say natural. Now, the question then becomes, how do we... what do we do with the freight options that are right on the cliffside? What, like this coal, this coal, this coal here, a bit more... That's a steel mill. Okay, it needs coal. Whatever. Yeah, this coal there, see, look, it's nothing but coal. There's virtually nothing else. And in answer to that question, don't know. Nope, don't have a compelling answer for you there. Alright, okay, so what's it going to be? Paso? Abilene. Paso. It's going to be Paso. Alright. So, if this is going to be the freight main station, then we're going to want... Let's go for 6. I think it might need more than 6 later on, but we'll go for 6 to get us started. Obviously, 320 metre. Obviously, through station. Obviously, we're then going to expand the heck out of it using modularization. And yeah, okay, let's go here. Now, it's expensive, but obviously if you've got $1 billion in the bank, 3.7 million really isn't all that much. Let's bulldoze this, because we're going to come through here. We've got a basic tendril hookup here, so this is all kind of first passy stuff where it's going to need a second look at it when we start hooking it up in a more significant way. Yeah, hold on, I've got a red light here. What's going on? Okay, talk to me. Alright, you're here. Yes, yep, thanks, yep. Extreme close-up, very helpful. Yeah, alright, train 59 is there. Train 57, the signals are all set correctly. It's going to be something, 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 coming out of the depot, something, something. None of this is helpful to me. Oh. You're trying to go up the wrong line then. That's what you're telling me here, isn't it? Yes, you are. Oh, you cheeky baggage. Right, which means that somewhere I've got an incorrect station assignment. Yeah, I missed it because I zoomed out here and it looks fine, but it actually isn't. Yep, there it is. Yeah, here it is. It all fixes itself after Charlotte, which means it's basically hitting Charlotte on the same platform both sides. Right, so you need, before going to Oceanside, you come in on 3. So presumably, going out the other way, you need to go on 4. Like that, see? Yeah, that was really difficult to work out. Yeah, it took me nearly ages to do that. Anyway, that's going to have stalled that line, which is going to cost me a ruddy fortune in the short term, but it should uncork the bottle here, which it has done. Alright, so what will happen is he'll go zipping back up there towards Charlotte. He'll zip into the station, which will free up the train that's currently waiting in Charlotte, and thus the spacing was properly created. Yeah, there's another one waiting. Imagine, yeah, there's another one waiting. Good. And here too. Not yet, but he's coming. Alright, okay, well, there's plenty of time for him to catch up. There's another one, look. Any more? 3 more? I would imagine. How many more? Enough to get you to 9. Oh, yeah, I suppose so. There's another flipping Norris. There's a long route. This is a bigger map than I give it credit, you know. It's just that it's so Spartan, and because I spend a lot of time when I'm zipping about being maxed out on view range, you sometimes forget just how ruddy enormous it is. Right. Okay, well, let's extend this line. Would appear to be the sort of thing that I'm about to say. Let's expand this line. See? Told you. Right. Now then, I want you coming out at the same level you went in, which apparently is that. 14 million for a tunnel? Bargain. Right, yeah, let's go there. Because obviously the further away you build your tunnel, the smoother the curve becomes, and the better it works. That is going to prove to be challenging, though. Okay, that's going to need a rethink, I suspect. Going to need a little bit more run up before hitting the tunnels here. But that's okay. It's all good. Right, now, that's it. That's us done for building today. We're going to do a bit of a ride along just to finish off. Just a swift one. I'll do a bit of talky while that's happening, you know, just to keep you company. But what's next? Do we, and I think we do, do we though? I think we do. But do we though? Maybe. Don't know. Okay, what I was considering there is, okay, look, let's hook up all 5 of these to the station. And then I thought, well, why don't we head out to Abilene as well? Because then you've got, you know, you've got a refinery there, so you at least get some betwixt towns kind of travel going on. We can also stick one out to Huntsville to see if we start getting some more stuff coming across the bridge. That is quite good fun. Or, right, we don't do that yet, and instead we come out of Oceanside and blat it. Do we blat it through Charlotte and then out to Fullerton? Well, I think I've set the track up that way. Yep. Okay, we come out from Oceanside, blat it to Fullerton. Yeah, and then head out via... Do we head via Abilene or do we head via El Paso? I don't like skipping Abilene. Yeah, but you see, you wouldn't be skipping Abilene, because what you'd be doing is you'd be saying, like, right, well, maybe Abilene is the start point for the 3rd main line, and you go from there. So you'd need a hookup maybe from Fullerton. Don't know. All right, that one's going to need a little bit of warm-up for me to think about exactly how that's laid out. Where is A train? One would hope that there had been one somewhere in here. Where are you? No, you're miles away. You're going up the other end. Remember, there are 9 trains on this route. 9! That's not a small number. That's, you know, that's a moderately significant number. Moderately. Now, nobody's interested in watching the route from Charlotte to Oceanside because there's not a lot there. and it's quite short, and it's not that interesting. Let's, should we pick up the action with this dude? All right, ride on. He's got 90 flipping passengers on board. Oh, that's a lot of fun. All right, pick him up. Let's go. All right, I'm upping the tempo by a notch as well. Otherwise, we'll be here until the end of time. So there you go. Here's the next one queuing to get on the route to Oceanside, which is fine. I mean, basically, this chap here, he's got nothing but empty track ahead of him. So all of them will have nothing but empty track, which will mean they'll wait for a bit, do the turnaround, and then absolutely pile it down to the far end. And then when they start coming back again, they'll still have that cushion between themselves and whatever is ahead and behind. There will inevitably be a front end of the column and a rear end of the column. Right, let's price this one up. How many are getting off? How much are we making? 2 and a bit million there by the looks of it. From 90 down to... Okay, that was about 14, I think. Okay, that's what, 76 passengers just got off. That's respectable. Okay, next leg. Obviously, we've driven this one before, but, you know, it's okay. You know, I don't mind riding the same thing more than once. Oh, was that a train coming in there? Look. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Okay. Now, this is, I mean, what's critical here to actually keeping the passenger numbers up, oh, look, there's another train, is ensuring maximum connectivity. So those other two, or I think it's probably better to describe it as 1.5 main lines that we've got, they're going to best... Look at the flipping size of that. Is that a... That's got to be an industry. That can't possibly be a skyscraper that has just rocketed up. Can it not possibly be that? It flipping is, you know. Well, you didn't take very long. Crikey, I mean, I only built you 10 minutes ago. That's all right. Hey, whoa, wait. Oh, no, actually, this is Washington. All right, I built you last week. So that's okay. But you haven't had an awful lot of time to build up to this scale. Colourme's somewhat impressed. Somewhat. Anyway, trotting on. Look at all of the beautiful industry we're going to get to exploit in the future. That's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. And, yep, I can see it. Yeah, I see how we're climbing a hill once again and how we went down a bit before we started climbing this hill. I see it. I see all of that. But you know what this makes for? It makes for variety. Straight, flat lines are dull and can be done by anyone. Really bumpy semi-roller coaster. Oh, look at this. Yeah, and then we're going downhill again before heading back uphill. Yeah, but you see, this is the kind of bike ride you want to go on. You don't want something that's just flat all the time. You want something where you can occasionally just freewheel it for a bit. And then, you know, you kind of grumble to yourself as you have to pedal harder to get up the next hill. That's my theory. And you can't talk me out of it. All right, here we go. What can we see when we get over here? Well, it's the next slight downhill followed by uphill. Oh, yeah. Oh, this has clearly been built by a chimp. Yeah, but he's a very charming chimp with an excessively large lexicon. Excessively large lexicon? Yeah, all right. Okay, get over it. Right, yeah. Coming in. Cheeky bridge. Nice. Ooh. Check the view. Not as terrifying as I'd hoped. Although the next bit, I think, is the terrifying one when we come out the other end of the tunnel. Maybe. I'd forgotten there was a station here. Sorry, where are we? Madison. Okay, good. Talk to me of numbers. That was 800 grand, and that's pushed us into profit. Well, okay, yeah, I know. We did start out with 90 on board, so, you know, we're not talking a miracle that has occurred here. We're talking about you'd actually pack that train quite full. Now, commuter routes are going to prove to be fairly important at all these towns. Here we go. It is the view. That is quite something. Yeah, that's a good view. Now, down there is Toledo. Somewhere, eventually, down there is Toledo. And from Toledo, there will be aircraft. There may also be some kind of spiraling train route. And look at that. Yeah, ooh, there's a bit more view for you. Yeah. Now, I think it was Sass, I could be wrong, who said, "Am I not concerned Clearly I'm not. Am I not concerned that we might be beyond the operating altitude of an aeroplane? Well, that's a very good point. I wasn't previously concerned about that at all. No, that was an item that I hadn't really given due consideration to. But now, yeah, I've got a minor amount of concern that it's not going to work, in which case we'll be all trains all day, although I am still planning corner-to-corner aircraft as well. Maybe we'll do that next. You know, a bit of break from the norm. We've got this nice big chunky mainline set up, and that'll start bedding in properly, and we'll make some cash out of it. All right, next time, aeroplanes. We're not going to do Toledo, because I need to do a proper kind of survey on Toledo, and possibly quite a lot of ground rebuilding. Train. See, look at the spacing. Spacing's good. Quite a lot of ground rebuilding in that way that I once did in the Alps, to ensure that we don't have aircraft flying through the side of a mountain. Because, typically speaking, aircraft aren't keen on doing that. Right, I've been Colonel Failure. That's your lot for this time. Maximum progress, minimum time requirement. So yeah, next time, aircraft. Good luck with that. If you haven't subscribed already, why not? I could pad out the rest of that sentence, but I'm not going to. Train. Just get on with it, will you? What are you waiting for? If you're one of those people that don't subscribe on some kind of twisted principle, then good on you. You stick to your twisted principles and see where it gets you. That's it. No, I'm done with this video. We've seen all of this, but in a more dramatic fashion. Okay, well, look, we'll have a look. We'll keep our eyes open this way. No, you'll get motion sick. Let's go this way, and then we'll have a peek when it looks like there might be. No, there's nothing there. When it looks like there might be something to view. Here we go. This might be possible. No, barely. All right. Okay. What about? No. Just get over it. Move on. End the show. Show's over. Cheerio. So we all love the trains. Obviously we all love the trains, but just once in a while, you kind of go, all right, let's put the trains away for a moment and play with some of the other toys in the toy box, and that's where the planes are going to come in. Oh yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it. So here's the plan. The plan is a straightforward one. Is we will grab one corner, the other corner, and we will put. You can't see where my arms are, so just go with it, right? As we'll put two airports down, and then we'll just whip something over the top there. Now, the trick is going to be putting one of those corners not in the corner, but instead right alongside the edge of the canyon. Because my thinking for getting out of Toledo is it takes off, theoretically, and then keeps going up, but it's going to shift angle at the same time. So I don't know if it's going to adjust its flight path and then continue heading upwards, or whether it's going to head upwards and then adjust its flight path. If it's the latter, we'll be fine. If it's the former, I'm going to have to dig out a lot of cliffside. It's going to be fun though, eh? So, that's next.